Hey guys, welcome back to Open and Play. This is Mike, and today we're going to be looking at the G.I. Joe Classified Series Cobra Arctic Bat. The Arctic Bat came out a long time ago, but at least for me, it was very hard to get my hands on. I could not find it in stock almost any time. I think a lot of people had the plan to do some Arctic troop building while they had the chance. And, well, I didn't get the Snowcat with frostbite, so I wasn't one of those army builders, but I did want to get this to make like a medical bat, which I had like a custom of before. And I thought the idea of a medical bat was always a cool idea, so I still plan to try to do it. I'll try to take off this Cobra logo and put a little medic cross on the figure if I can do it. But I think it's not too hard to do. All right, anyways, this guy should be from the plastic-free packaging era. And so we're not gonna be able to see a good look at the figure until we get him out of the box. I bought this used, so-called used, though it had never been opened, from Ami Ami. And I was so glad to find it on Ami Ami. Somehow it was on Ami Ami and it was a cheap price. And it was new in the box, though it's called used on Ami Ami. But anyways, let's get this guy out of the box, see what he's all about. He's going to be from the plastic-free packaging era, so we can kind of imagine what he's going to look like. This is what he looks like in the box. He's a pretty cool-looking robot, I think, for most people. This sort of reminds me of that weird Lego robot figure. I bought one really cheap on clearance, I think like the end of my university days. But it was Lego that really didn't look like Lego, but you could kind of like pop off their arms and pop them on. They look like Technic joints, sort of. But let's get this guy out of here. And then after we do that, we'll take a look at his accessories. Have these strongly wound bands. Does this just go through here? I think it does. Yeah, it just goes through here, so don't have to cut it a whole lot. All right. These little paper bands are kind of interesting. Might be able to use those for something with Kazar and Shauna. But anyways, we'll stand this fellow up. He's not exactly white, huh? He's almost a light gray more than white. But I do really like the look of his aesthetic style. Okay. And he can't put his arms down. He's like the kid from Christmas Story. I can't put my arms down. Jeez, I'm really having some trouble with those arms. Apparently, he's not the same as a standard bat because he can't put his arms down. But maybe I'm imagining it and all bats can't do that. Let's get this out, the little foot locker type thing. Is that what they're called? Locker type thing. Arctic bat. All right, and we'll see what's inside this little guy. Got our usual legalese material, which is what everybody is most interested in for these. Oh, look, this is actually ripped. And maybe I did look through him once. I just didn't take him out of the package completely. I think I just wanted to see what his accessories head looked like, if it was gonna work for that Arctic bat. Or sorry, medical bat. All right, so that's everything out of here. Triple check that since that sometimes tricks me. First, we have this alternate chest plate. His chest, straight out of the box, has nothing on it. Just this kind of cool bluish metallic paint so you can see the insides. So we've got this alternate one, sticks on like that. Cobra. We have another one, which is his damaged one. This could also look cool with the little bit of customization to make it into that medical trooper. Okay, medical bat. All right, and then we also have, this one, which is sort of like the ablative armor, I guess. Or is it supposed to be holding some of his ammo? But that one ports on a little bit stiffer, but maybe it goes with the aesthetic that they're going for. It's not my favorite because it's just not really bat looking to me, but okay. And then his other accessories. So here is his head. Oh dear, it's got some kind of line on the side. I didn't see that before. It says Arctic polarized. It looks pretty cool. If you don't know about polarization of lenses, please check it out. It's pretty interesting. If you're taking a trip to Queensland or Northern Australia, you can get some polarized sunglasses to see the crocodiles. But anyways, he also comes with this deformed, bent, slimy, weird, gummy gun, which doesn't hold its shape at all. It's really unfortunate, but that's no problem. We'll just load him up with something more realistic. Okay. And it does have this little bipod. Okay. He's not going to have a whole lot of success shooting too many people with that. Okay, and he does have a little pistol straight out of the box. It's got no paint, no details on it for the paint accents, but it does have a good amount of sculpted detail or cast detail thanks to the sculptor. Okay, we also have this silencer, which goes for the gun, sort of. Gonna sneak on here, and then you can still port in a weapons effect here. Sorry, it's maybe not in the best of focus. Okay, and he also comes with this chainsaw, which my son is really excited about. I should have opened this guy and reviewed him a long time ago to give this to my son because he really wants to play with a chainsaw. This is still gummy, but at least mine is holding its straight shape pretty well. That's good. Okay, and the backpack, so we can port on some different things here. Okay, on to the figure. Let's take a look at his aesthetic real quick. You've already seen it some, but maybe you're curious about where the paint is used. It is a little more sparing than in some of the bats. I think the retro bats seem to be the best ones for the level of detail. This guy, he seems to have, so one kind of gunmetal gray here, the gray plastic joint, silvery paint here, which looks slightly lighter than this one. And then he has gray plastic in the joint here, and then sort of the gunmetal color here. He does have a little bit of detail in here, so that does look similar to the bats where they, the retro bats where they kind of alternate between the gunmetal color and silver, so you have a few more highlights. Okay, and maybe a lot of people are interested in this head, at least my son is. It doesn't really have a mouth, obviously, but it does have like this targeting scope. I like it okay, but of course I like my classic bat head much better. So, but it's a nice idea to come up with some alternate looks for the bats. All right, let's go through his articulation. His head is going to be on, a dumbbell joint that is fairly deeply mounted, but it does function pretty well. This neck is nicely painted gray. I don't think that paint will come off super easily, so you're good to go with that. He can look up that high, down that low. He can get a lot of attitude for being a robot. His arms are on semi-functional butterfly joints that will just get you a little bit one way and a little bit the other way. But these are pretty stubborn. They want to try to bend back to the original position. Okay, his shoulder will go up almost not at all. I don't know if that's just this Arctic bat, but the other ones seem to have no problems. I don't know what's going on with this, but I'm gonna give it some hot water to heat that up and then try to do it better at home. But anyways, right out of the box, it looks like it's barely functional. Okay, his bicep cut is no problem. It's a very straight cut, but hey, he's a robot. Okay, his double jointed elbow is working like normal, or like it should. Get in that far. Okay. Even gets you a tiny bit back. That's kind of interesting. Okay, and then he does have horizontally hinged on the left hand, his left, and he's got he's got horizontally hinged on the right. Oh, I thought standard classified things will be vertically on this, but anyways, he doesn't have that. Okay, I have to check my other bats. Maybe I made a mistake. Okay, he can go forward that far thanks to an ab crunch, back that far. He does have the usual G.I. Joe bull hinge waist, so you can get him posing all the way around here, forward and back and side to side slightly. And he does have drop down hips that are kind of going crazy right now, so he can kick up really high. He's basically a ninja, and can go back really far too, thanks to those drop downs. Okay, he does have a thigh cut. It's a bit stiff out of the box, but it does work. Okay, and he's got double jointed pinless knees that will get you back pretty far, but they do get caught on these big, I don't know, sort of armored, semi-armored surfaces. That's supposed to protect against laser fire? I'm not sure. Okay, and he does have a boot cut that works well. Got a little bit of bolt gun metal paint on there. Okay, and same here on the top. His feet will go back that far, forward that far, and he does have ankle pivot. Okay, so that is the Arctic Bat. Let's check how high he stands. How tall does he stand? He is going to be at about around here to the top of his head. That kind of slid. 6.5. Sorry, come on, focus. Yeah, almost 6.5 inches, I think. I'm gonna do that one more time, and hopefully the focus will kind of follow me this time. So he's standing a little bit over 16 centimeters, maybe 16.3 centimeters. Okay, but yeah, it's right on the edge of 6.5 inches, excuse me. 6.5 inches, not 16.5 inches. Okay, I'm gonna take off one of his hands and give him a chainsaw real quick. See if we can pose him up with a few different bits and bobs. His head goes on pretty hard, but I guess it's on there. Okay, we'll give him his backpack, and we'll give him a gun. He does have trigger fingers for his hands, trigger hands, so that is appreciated. All bats need hands that are ready to battle, since he's a battling robot. Okay, and just for good measure, we'll give him kind of classic chest plate for the classified series. It's not classic as in the clear plastic from the old 80s ones, but yeah, he's a cool looking figure. I like the colors. He's pretty easy to pose. He's friendly to children because he is safe for his paints and everything. Sorry, I've been doing the Order of the Crimson Moon figures, so I got that on my mind. Okay, thank you guys for joining me. We'll see you in the next video. Have a good day, and F ice everywhere. F ice, F ice, F ice. No more war in Iran. No more war in Ukraine. Bye for now, guys.